Hi everyone, it's day 2 of the Conspiracy Take the Crown spoilers. And yeah, if you're not familiar with Conspiracy, I think I already went over it once in yesterday's video, but just to recap, Conspiracy is made for multiplayer and draft format, particularly draft formats. They have a lot of cards that are specifically designed. They even say draft on the card and have only effects that work in draft format. So it's a very limited base set in that regard, but it has a lot of interesting stuff to go with that you can possibly see branch out into other formats like Commander multiplayer and maybe some one-on-one combat depending how you make a deck. But this card, for instance, is a perfect example of it. Our flagship card, is it Adriana? Ariana? Adriana, I'm going to say, Captain of the Guard, a 3 generic, 2 red, 1 red, 1 white, legendary creature, human knight, 4/4 melee, which is whenever this creature attacks, it gets +1/+1 until the end of turn. For each opponent you attacked with a creature this combat. So basically, it's only if you're in a one-on-one game, it's only ever gained the +1/+1. Other creatures you control also have melee. So I mean, there you go. Ooh, I'm going to focus that in. There we go. That's a nice little pick. That's a nice, clean pick right there. Great artwork. Love that artwork. Very crisp, very beautiful. You'll have to forgive the, by the way, the scenario where we are right now. It's just, it made sense. I just got a shower and I had to get dressed. So, yeah. Overall, though, I mean, I got to think of this in 2 forms. Because I got to think of it as a guy who plays solo, one-on-one most of the time, which I do. And I gotta think of it as a person who would use it in the format that they use it in. So as someone who would use it in the format that they use it in, it's a very solid card, obviously, especially if you're going like a 4-person game, you know, getting +1/+1 for each creature they're attacking, this melee ability. Or if you got enough, it's good when you have, the thing is, it's really good when you have the creature army going, the small chumps going. Then it can be a beast of a card, that kind of ability, and this ability itself. Especially when you have all the creatures you have get melee. Let's say you just have 4 creatures, they all have melee, and they're all attacking a different opponent. That means they're all getting, or all attacking, well, 2 would probably be, yeah, okay, let's just, for sake of even the scenario, they're each attacking an opponent. You got 3 other creatures then, or 2 other creatures. You're attacking 3 individuals. That means they're all getting +3/+3 because they're all getting melee. Even in a one-on-one game, actually, I want to just double check on a one-on-one game real quick just to see how that would factor in real quick. Because I want to be sure if it's not for each other opponent or for just each opponent. So you gotta find something with melee real quick. Because I just there we go, melee. When this creature attacks, gets +1/+1 until the end of turn. For each opponent you attacked with a creature in this combat. Okay. Yeah, so it is for each opponent, so it's not just for every other opponent, which is a better ability. So that means any creature is getting at least +1/+1 minimum in any game you ever play. So it's an okay ability. The card itself is decent. It's a rare card, so, you know. And then we have Archdemon of Paliano, or demon creature. Archdemon of Paliano is draft. Here was my example of that from earlier. Draft Archfiend of Paliano face up. As long as Archdemon of Paliano is face up during the draft, you can't look at booster packs, and you must draft cards at random. After you draft 3 cards this way, return Archdemon of Paliano face down. As flying, it's a 5/4, 2 colorless, 2 black, and I mean that's some beautiful, gorgeous artwork on it. Hold on, there's some gorgeous looking artwork on that thing. I mean, look at that. That's some Gargoyle Batman-ish. That is gorgeous. I love that artwork. Here's the thing. Obviously, draft is where you're going to play this. But even in draft, this thing is so random, and that's probably the reason you're going to want to play it, just for the fun randomness of it. But it's a crapshoot is the problem. But that's the fun of it. But overall, though, it's actually still a solid. It's a 5/4 flying for 2 black and 2 generic with no downside. You could just play this in a demon deck, an 8 black deck, black decks aren't known for having big, heavy creatures, so not most of the time anyway. You could easily use this as one of your big hitters. It's a 5/4 flying. It's for 4 with no downside. It's playable. It's very playable. So I play it if I somehow got caught in black in some way, shape, or form. We got a couple conspiracies here. Nothing major in the conspiracy area. We got Assemble the Ranks and Vile. Again, conspiracy cards themselves, not what I'm, really keen on. Not keen on, that's the best way to put it. Not savvy with. I'm not very good with conspiracy cards because I don't play this format. Again, Hidden Agenda, there's 2 different versions apparently of these cards now, assuming that there weren't already. Again, I got 2 conspiracy cards when I got a couple packs of this, but the first one. Start the game with this card, conspiracy card face down, and secretly name a card. Return this face up and reveal the card anytime you reveal the chosen name. Anyway, same stuff as before. So Hidden Agenda, that's how that works. I'm just using Hidden Agenda from the here on. Creatures you control with the chosen name have, when this creature dies, you may pay 1 black. If you do, put a 2/2 zombie creature token into the battlefield tapped. See, if someone could correct me on this, please. Are conspiracy cards technically permanents? When they get flipped face up, do they stay there, or are they like an instant effect? I want to go with the belief that they're permanents, but I don't know, because this effect is really only good if it's a permanent effect. If it's a permanent effect, then this is a very solid card. Oh, well, actually not. I mean, it's an okay card. At most, you're getting 4 zombies, unless you can, again, unless you can do some recursion of stuff. And if you can do some recursion ability stuff, then great, but it's hard to do that and actually make a functioning recursion deck in a draft format. Next, we have Custody. Yeah, Custody. Interesting name. Custody Peacekeeper. I just think Custodian. Custodian Peacekeeper. 2 white, 2 generic, 1 white, 2/3 human cleric. So solid stats. Reveal this card. I'm not going to go by its name. Reveal this card as you draft, and note how many cards you've drafted this round, including Custody Peacekeeper. Pay 1 white, tap target creature, and tap it. Pay 1 white and tap this creature. Tap target creature with power less than or equal to the highest number you noted for cards named Custody Peacekeeper. What? Tap target creature with power less than or equal to the highest number of cards you noted for cards named Custody Peacekeeper. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to clarify this effect here real quick. Reveal Custody Peacekeeper as you draft it, and note how many cards you drafted this round, including Custody Peacekeeper. So the way that sounds is that, including this card, if you drafted like 3 other cards before this card, or 5 other cards before this card, and then this card, that's 6 cards altogether. The way the effect should read on second effect is that you tap down any like a creature with power 6 or less, or equal to, but instead it's reading tap target creature with power less than or equal to the highest number you noted for cards named Custody Peacekeeper. I'm guessing that it's what I just explained, that it's creature, it would be for the number of cards you counted as a whole, but from the way it's reading, it's like for each card named Custody Peacekeeper, you're basically you noted for each card. Noted for cards named Custody Peacekeeper. Yeah, it sounded like the number of Custody Peacekeepers that you were able to draft. That's the way it's coming off. They need to clarify some shit on that. Now, if the card is as I'm hoping it's read, then it's strictly for draft, but it's fine for draft. It's fine for what it is. By the way, forgot to show the art on that. Sorry. There's the art. Yeah. It's just beware. But yeah, that's a very, very confusingly worded card. They might need to. You're going to need to get some judge rulings on that. Thorn of the Black Rose, Death Touch, 1/3 for 3 generic, 1 black, and when it enters the battlefield, you become the Monarch. The Monarch, when I now reread earlier last night, is that when you take damage, the next person becomes the Monarch. And at the beginning of an end step, whoever is the Monarch gets to draw an extra card. So when you're the Monarch, you get card advantage, basically. So it's good to become it's good to be the Monarch. But I mean, it's expensive. but you at least get to be the Monarch, and it's got Death Touch to block anyone coming through, unless someone's got unblockable of some kind. It's okay. Ballot Broker, 2 generic, 1 white, 2/3 Human Advisor. While voting, you may vote an additional time. So here's the thing about this: I have no real intention of really making any decks. I like how, because I bring this in and then my walls kind of go to a bit of a stale yellow color for a little bit. But yeah, I have no real intention of playing draft. I never play draft really. It's just not something I do. And yeah, I don't really have much intentions of making much decks around these things. However, if for some reason I get the cards to do so, I could see myself making a deck that works around the whole voting thing. I mean, if I can get like a bunch of these creatures here on the battlefield, if it says vote an additional time, I'm assuming it stacks. It doesn't. From the way it's worded, it would stack. So that means I can vote. Hey, I got 4 of these. I can vote 5 times. Yeah. Yeah, actually, and then you play the blue card that controls their votes. Like, no, we're getting all the vote I want. So, yeah, I could actually see that being very messed up very quick. That could be actually very fun. Then we got Burning Wish, 1 generic, 1 red sorcery. You may choose a sorcery card you own from outside the game, reveal that card, and put it into your hand. Exile Burning Wish. So, Burning Wish. If you got a side, the thing I learned about those cards is that it's working with your sideboard is what it's doing. So, and it's in a way it's fine, but it's only really good if you maybe have some worthwhile sorceries. Was it sorcery or instant? No, just sorcery. So it's not even that good because it's limited to instances. 1 second, then we're gonna just scroll here. We got one that we don't have the picture for. It's Protector of the Throne, 5 generic, 1 white, 2/5 giant. When Guardian of the okay, is it Protector of the Throne or Guardian of the Throne? Because whoever wrote this in, it's a figure. I think it's Protector. Protector of the Throne. When Protector of the Throne enters the battlefield, you become the Monarch. We already know what that means. If damage would be dealt to you, you may instead have that damage dealt to Protector of the Throne. That is basically like Palisade. It's a giant. You might recall the giant from Return to Ravnica. I think it's a 5/7 for like 7 mana. I have a couple of them myself. They're fun to use because it redirects all the damage to it. It's an Ethereal Angel basically effect, which that's actually a very good effect when you are the Monarch. It means not only you're not taking damage, but you're absorbing all the damage into him. If you can either pump that thing up or somehow make it indestructible, you've got a certified wall there that they can't get through. So it's a very solid card. I like cards like that. They're fun to play. Then we have Desertion, a 3 generic, 2 blue, instant, counter target spell. If an artifact or creature spell is countered this way, put that card onto the battlefield under your control instead of its owner's into its owner's graveyard. I'm not getting the art. I mean, the art's it's very colorful, it's vibrant, it's got some stuff going on there, but there's so much stuff going on in it that I don't actually understand what's going on in that artwork. That being said, the card's bomb. The card's a serious contender right there. You counter any you can just hold on to that, save some mana on the side, and if you got any sort of mana reduction, hell, I could see me using this absolutely. The thing I like about Conspiracy more than anything else is that while they tailor to the draft and commander cards a bit more than anything else, they still have cards that are not specific to draft. You don't need to be in a draft or commander to use them. That is a perfect example of a card you don't need to be in a draft or commander to use. You can use that in any deck you want, and that's a pretty beast card. It's the price of a mind control, but with the beauty of a counter spell to it, and you can even use it on artifacts. So that's a solid win right there. Hallowed Burial, I'm pretty certain that's a reprint. Put all creatures on the bottom of their owner's libraries, 3 generic, 2 white. It's got new art though, but as far as I recall, that is a reprint. And I'm trying to figure out what's even going on in this artwork. Okay, we got a guy here. He's doing the Jesus pose. He's, floating. I think he's a goblin or a troll of some kind, and we've got this, I'm guessing a spirit or wind, or it looks kind of like a veil. Yeah, can you tell me what's going on in that artwork? I'm not certain what's going on in that artwork, but because it's returning to I'm guessing it's like returning home kind of sort of thing. I don't know. Very confusing. But decent card. It's a good sweeper. It's a sorcery though, so it's slow. So if you're looking for quick pace stuff, that's not your card. Then we have Custody Lich. Now, I'm going to a Zombie Cleric. Okay, it's not a cycle of 5 colors. I'm assuming it's you got the Human Cleric, which is a not a rare. I just realized the human version of this is a common, the white nice one, and then the black one's a rare Zombie Cleric for 3 black or 3 generic, 2 black, 4/2. 1 second, I'll get the art up, and yeah. There we go. Yeah, there he is, zombie. Ooh, zombie, zombie, zombie. When it enters the battlefield, you become the monarch. Whenever you become the monarch, target player sacrifices a creature. First off, just playing this creature, it's a 4/2 that makes your opponent get rid of a creature. You can't do anything. It targets the opponent. You can't. They got to get rid. Yeah, hexproof ain't safe. Nothing's safe from that. And then, if you're able to continue, if they somehow steal, they need to get rid of this thing before they can become the monarch. Because if you're running this creature in the proper deck, you will just automatically become the monarch over and over again and make them sacrifice shit, and that's not good for them. This card's a very good card. This is a very solid card. I would play this probably in a black deck if I were in black. We have another Conspiracy. This one's a blue one. This is a new thing they're doing, that they're actually giving the Conspiracies color. We have a green one that I showed off earlier yesterday, and I pressed the wrong card for the image. But Hired Heist. Hired Heist, Hidden Agenda. Not going to bother telling you what that does again. You should know by now. Whenever a creature you control by the chosen name deals combat damage to a player, you may pay 1. If you do, draw a card. Again, going under the assumption that there we go. Going under the assumption that these act as permanents once they are flipped up. Come on, there we go. And there's that one. Running down to New Orleans. Anyway, going off the belief that these act as permanents when they're flipped, this is a very good card as well. The ability to draw a card is far more important than most other abilities in the game of Magic. Because it's card advantage. It gives you options. When you have options, when you're the player with the better options, you are the one that is, you are the one that wins more often than not. Sorry, I was looking for something. So, yeah, it's a pretty good card. But again, I'm running under the belief that these act as permanents. Please correct me please. I want to know for certain so I know how to actually accurately judge these cards. Please let me know if the Conspiracies act as permanents when I'm actually going to assume they do, because we have the mythic ones that, they don't flip. The other Conspiracies don't flip. They just stay on the battlefield. Yeah, okay, they act as permanents. I'm going to say that. And if I am wrong, please correct me. But I'm going to actually now I do believe they act as permanents. Again, I don't play this format, so that's why. Then we have Throne Warden. At the beginning of your end step, if you're the monarch, put a +1/+1 counter on Throne Warden. It's a bear. It's a 1 white, 2/2. It's a 1 white, 1 red, 1 white, 1 generic, 2/2. And it's got some pretty good art on there. Damn it, there we go. Yeah, that's pretty good art. I like that art. I actually really like that art. Actually, they really captured the way the armor would look for an actual. I think this is based on like Italy in the Renaissance era, the plane of Fiora. But as long as you can stay the monarch, that thing is gonna get big fast. Especially because it's the beginning of your end step. So as long as you can stay alive. The beauty is, even if you were to lose your monarchy, you can just regain it by the end of the turn. So it's actually a really good card. Any card that deals with while you're the monarch, this gets this ability, or gets a continued ability, like producing tokens or something like tokens and pumping effects. As long as you're the monarch and you're able to maybe stall the board out. That's why running a monarch deck would say some blue and white in there. The stall colors would be very, very useful. Wings of the Guard. 1/1 bird, 2 mono, 1 white, 1 generic. Flying melee. Melee is when we attack other opponents. So at most it's a 2/2 flyer. or at least it's a 2/2 flyer. Nothing wrong with that. If you're playing multiples, it gets better. And then last card for today is Recruiter of the Guard. 2 generic, 1 white, 1/1 human soldier. When Recruiter of the Guard enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a creature card with toughness 2 or less. Reveal it and put it into your hand and shuffle your library. It's a search effect. It's not a bad search effect either. There's plenty of creatures that are like, I mean, the 2 creatures I just showed off last time. Here's the art, by the way, for the bird. Well, everybody knows about the bird. The bird is the word. And then Recruiter of the Guard. I'm guessing the Recruiter is that guy there with his hand. But yeah. So yeah, overall, they're both all solid cards. And the beauty is you don't necessarily need these kind of cards for draft. Or you don't have to you don't have to just use these cards for draft. They're not draft exclusive is the best way to play it. So yeah, fine cards. There's some good stuff that came out today. Well, truth be told, a lot of it actually came out yesterday, but I just wanted to include it in today's show. But anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. As always, if you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. I don't have any plans to do any other videos tonight, unless some movie news comes out or a trailer comes out that I really want to talk about. Tomorrow, got Who Would Win, and I got another Magic video. And Thursday, I got another Magic video, got superhero video, got Kubo into 2 Strings review, and we got another Pokemon video coming out, because apparently we're getting gameplay footage on Thursday, so that'll be fun. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. See you next time.